Hope you're okay. Just about to read you a story by Eric Carle, one of my favourite children's authors, and it's called Mr Seahorse. I hope you enjoy it. Mr and Mrs Seahorse drifted gently through the sea. Mrs Seahorse began to wiggle and twist this way and that. "It's time for me to lay my eggs," she said.
"Can I help?"
asked Mr Seahorse. "Oh yes, thank you," said Mrs Seahorse, and she laid her eggs into a pouch on Mr Seahorse's belly.
"I'll take good care of our eggs,"
said Mr Seahorse.
"I promise."
As Mr Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a group of trumpet fish hidden in a patch of reeds. There they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. But before long, Mr Seahorse met another fish.
"How are you, Mr Stickleback?"
said Mr Seahorse. "Delighted," replied Mr Stickleback. "I've just built a nest, and right away Mrs Stickleback laid her eggs right in it. Now I'm taking good care of them until they hatch."
"Keep up the good work,"
said Mr Seahorse, and swam on his way. As Mr Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a lionfish hidden behind a coral reef. But before long, Mr Seahorse met another fish.
"How are you, Mr Tilapia?"
asked Mr Seahorse. Mr Tilapia couldn't answer. His mouth was full of eggs. I know," said Mr Seahorse.
"Mrs Tilapia has laid her eggs. Now you're taking good care of them in your mouth until they hatch."
Mr Tilapia nodded his head. "You must be very happy," said Mr Seahorse, and he swam on his way. As Mr Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by several fish, leaf fish, hidden among the seaweed. 1, 2. But before long, Mr Seahorse met another fish.
"How are you, Mr Curtis?"
asked Mr Seahorse. "Perfectly fine," replied Mr Curtis. "Mrs Curtis has laid her eggs, and I have stuck them on my head. Now I'm taking good care of them until they hatch." "You're doing a good job," said Mr Seahorse, and swam on his way. Mr Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, and he passed right by, wonder what's hidden behind here, a stonefish hidden behind a rock. But before long, Mr Seahorse met another fish. "How are you, Mr Pipe?" asked Mr Seahorse.
"Couldn't be better,"
replied Mr Pipe.
"Mrs Pipe has laid her eggs along my belly. Now I'm taking good care of them until they hatch."
"You should feel very proud of yourself," said Mr Seahorse, and swam on his way. Can you see them all along the tummy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 eggs. That is a lot. But before long, Mr Seahorse met another fish. "How are you, Mr Bullhead?" asked Mr Seahorse. "Tip-top," replied Mr Bullhead. "Mrs Bullhead laid her eggs. The eggs hatched. Now I am babysitting." "You're doing a great job," said Mr Seahorse, and swam on his way. The time had come for the seahorse babies to be born. Mr Seahorse wiggled and twisted this way and that. At last the babies tumbled out of Mr Seahorse's pouch and swam away. One baby turned around and tried to get back in the pouch. "Oh no," said Mr. Seahorse. "I do love you, but now you're ready to be on your own." How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 baby seahorses. And there's a lot more on there. Thank you for listening to me. Hope you've enjoyed the story. Stay safe, everybody. Big hugs. Take care. Bye.